Hello, everyone, and welcome to PlateUp. It's a new little series we're going to try here. And as you see here, it's going to be a one-person game. I'm going to be over on my live person Twitch game, be streaming it with other folks, but I figure I'd do some single players here as well. So the idea is here, as you see, we're opening some basic packages. We got a restaurant. We got to get our stuff set up. Now, this one is a coffee menu, so we get some basics. This is a franchise that I've already started. So, as you see, I already have some things. Normally, when you start off, you normally just have your baseline. So for this, for the coffee place, you just get a coffee cup. You get a booking desk, which will help call people in. And then, of course, you get whatever the layout and other things that you have going there. I also have a latte machine and an ice machine because we serve iced coffees and latte coffees. And the latte coffee also requires some, well, milk to make things work. So this game is partly kitchen organization, as well as automation, as well as management of your clientele that are coming in, when people come in, leveling up, a whole bunch of different things. And we'll see as we progress here. For the future times, we're gonna skip through this sort of part here a little bit faster, just because, well, it's not all that interesting for the most part. The gameplay is much more interesting. There are much more complicated ways to play this. Coffee is probably one of the easier ones to do with a single player. But I'm trying to keep myself unspoiled for the general stuff. So let's start off. Okay, so here we are. We're calling some people. We're making some coffee. Now, coffee, unlike some of the other ones, don't actually give you a lot of money. You only get like one per coffee, more for some of the more specialty ones. So as you see, when I give this guy coffee, boom, I get 1 coin. I have now 1 coin. But these guys got lattes. Nope, lattes. Milk in the latte to make lattes. Okay, we give them a latte, 2 lattes, and as you see, we got 4 from that, so two each. Booking desks calls go up as the days continue. So each day you get a little bit more, and as you see on the ground there, we get a whole bunch of junk, so we're going to clean that up. Not that it really matters right now, but yeah, customers make a mess. So does cooking, but we don't have any cooking going on here, so we're okay. So you see it breaks down, and here we're just going to speed through. As you see, we get a whole bunch of stuff. Now, general rule of thumb, you want to have your research cabinet. You want to save that first one. We're going to do the same thing again today. As you can tell, I've already played all this. I'm just watching this back with you here, so we're giving a play-by-play as I'm going along with this. But yeah, so each of those clients there that you see, each of the customers that come in, they show what they have, and they have a little bit of time. So there's different phases for these guys. So they have the time they take to walk in. Actually, even before that, if you have a whole bunch of people, you might even have some people waiting outside, and they have patience how long they'll wait outside your restaurant before they'll walk away. Then they have to get you to the table. They have to think about what they want to order. You then have so much time to take their order. And then you have so much time to get them their order. And then once you give them their order, if there's more people at the table, you have to, you get so much time to finish serving the table. Messes slow you down. There are things that later on will speed us up. But yeah, getting back to that, the planning thing over there. Basically, you want to make sure that you're keeping your research and expert your area a lot better than what you started with, because otherwise you're going to be messed up. Now, if you notice, I got a research desk the first time, but I waited until the second day to actually get it. The reason for that is for what I just did. The first couple of days, you automatically get some basics. So, if you don't have tables, if you don't have enough counter space, for some reason you don't have a garbage bin or a sink or the research desk or booking table, they're going to give you those things. You're going to have a much higher percentage chance of getting those rather than later on. So by not getting the research desk that first day, sure, I wasn't able to research anything, but you know what? I got a research desk, and a research desk, as with many of these different things, allow you to upgrade over time. So basically that research desk allowed me to research the research desk and convert it to something. Now we're going to see what it is. There is a cycle to a lot of these different things. Usually the first time you have a completely random cycle. What you get? So just picks one of the things. Sometimes they're like this automatically becomes this. But for your baseline stuff, it usually is random. So as we're slowly wrapping up here, we got one more order here to go. It looks like, and you see up the top there, we have our progress bars. Sometimes you get rushes of people, and they'll have little people icons up there, which can be great if you have a whole bunch of things that you need to bring in, but otherwise not so much. So yeah, right now we're still kind of at the beginning point here. As I said, this is a franchise, which I'll explain towards the end here, but that does mean that we get some additional things from our previous playthrough. Since we got to day 15, as you see up there, there's 15 days on the marker, the last one with the little ribbon. So now we've reached day 3. We have an option. We have to choose. Do we want tea? Do we want morning rush? Well, I went with morning rush because, well, tea means a whole bunch of more things, and that's going to be a bit of a pain. Now, I would love to get a combiner or something else like that, but as I said, coffee doesn't give you a lot of money. And, well, we needed to save up for that item that we had there. So we're calling a whole bunch of people in. If you notice at the very top there, I have those additional people. So not only do I get the normal people, but I get more people. And if you notice down below, well, we have a whole bunch of people waiting for us. Which is not great. Yeah, as you see, their patience is slowly going down. Now, luckily, it's not raining. Some places it also snows. And different places have different varying factors. So things can affect the patience. Cards can affect the patience. But as I said there, I got the one that gives me a whole bunch more people, which for me means more money. So I'm not doing anything crazy right now. And I have enough machines to keep up. So hopefully by the time it becomes an issue, well, we'll have more things to deal with it. So here we are. We're just wrapping up. It looks like all the people that are coming have already come. So we're good there. I have to get through the mess, unfortunately. But as you see here, the patience goes a little bit slower. There are sometimes cards that speed things up and different foods and different situations. But right now, we're doing pretty well. So we're okay. So I'm waiting to make sure that I have everything for each table before giving it to them. So give them the latte. Clean. Get there. There we go. Nope. There we go. Okay. Wonderful. Good. That's going to make our lives a lot easier. And at 75 coins, we should have enough to actually buy that thing that a research item actually gave us, which should be pretty nice. Now, I usually go for a blueprint cabinet for the first time. So see, boop, I bring it out here. I put it down there. Now, blueprint cabinet, not blueprint cabinet, a blueprint desk. Will rotate slowly through as you play along with different stuff. So I'm not really buying anything quite yet. See, as I ring the bell, stuff changed down there. I have to keep my eye not only on the people in here and also all the items, but I also have to keep an eye down there to see different items. So there's like some trainers, they make you walk a little faster. There's a tray stand, which a lot of people do like the tray stand, supposedly. I'm not all that good with it. I always, especially if I have to pick up like milk and other things, it always messes me up. So I try to get that. Coffee table would be really nice right now, but they cost like 40 gold coins, and well, I'm not gonna have 40 gold coins by the end of this. So hopefully I'll get something a little bit nicer, maybe another coffee machine. Prep station, yeah, let's get a prep station. Now, prep station is nice. You can put 4 things in there. But well, actually, the upgraded prep station is where we want to go. It's a little more pricey, but we'll see what it actually becomes here in a bit. Prep stations can be very useful, especially in automating stuff, because you can have a lot of things queued up, ready to go at a moment's notice, which is always nice. Especially for some things that maybe take a little while to go. That way, while you're waiting, if you have a whole bunch that you need at once, they can all be sitting there waiting to go instead of just being an on-demand sort of situation. But yeah, for right now, we're doing pretty well. We got 42 coins. That should be enough to buy us some stuff. Again, we're not really. I don't think he. See, I'm watching this like you guys are watching this. And this was a few days ago, so I don't actually remember totally what I did here. I just remember that, Yeah, I need to record all this. In the future, I'll probably be recording this stuff as I go along. So there's the prep station I put in there so I can research it. So that's wonderful. Let's see what else. Oh, this is... Okay, so if you see up at the top there, there's that little decoration icon. So some of the times you'll get decorations. Different levels give you different items. Oh, right down there's another research station, and I didn't make it. Nope, I don't want that. So I upgraded that. Now, what did I upgrade it to? I upgraded it to a frozen prep station. So it still does for... Ooh, another coffee machine. Nice. Okay, so that way I can be doing twice as many coffee cups. Coffee machines both give you the coffee cups as well as make the coffee. So that's good. So I'll be able to double stuff up there. So as you see, a whole bunch of people came in even though I wasn't ringing. That's because of that more customers in the morning. So now I have people waiting outside. So I got to make sure that I don't, get closed down because people got turned away. But yeah, the frozen prep station. Frozen prep station is nice because in addition to the 4 it gets you, it also allows you anything that's in there. There's also a counter version called the freezer that you can upgrade to. Anything that's in there automatically shows up the next day. So unlike other stuff that gets left on tables, you're not starting fresh. You can actually start over. So for things like this, where you want to, have, a whole bunch of stuff ready right to go in the morning, especially if you have a morning rush like I have, those frozen prep stations are super useful. And especially here, everything comes from coffee. So as long as I have everything made with frozen prep and coffee, that means, I can have it filled with 4 coffees, and it's really fast to get stuff. Now, ice does take a little bit time to build up on the ice machine. Lattes aren't so bad an issue because just like that, you get, milk in there. You get 4 lattes per milk. So ice is still a little bit of a bottleneck, but you know what? I don't have to really wait. Plus, while I'm doing that, I have my coffee machines just sitting there, so I can be making even more coffee. That means I can be serving even more people faster, which is going to be quite nice. Just clean up the mess here. Okay, so as I said, we got a frozen prep station. We got another star. We're a 2-star restaurant here now, which is nice. Oh, we got another choice. Okay, so I'm gonna do sugar. So sometimes these things are not so great. So there, I got my frozen prep station, which is nice. And I got my other coffee machine. Wonderful. So I can do stuff. Now, you always want to make sure that you're leaving at least something in your cabinet, because worst case scenario, the next time you can always re-roll. And we'll get to that in a bit. Ooh. Oh, I didn't get there fast enough. So when you ring the booking desk, you actually go through those things a lot faster, which can be a problem. So if you're trying to get a whole bunch of stuff, you don't want to do booking cases. Now, the problem here is, well, I'm in a coffee shop that doesn't give you a lot of money. And really early on, if you want money, you got to ring and call people in, which is a bit of a pain. So, yeah. Oh. Is he going to get that? Is he going to get that? Does he see it? I don't think he sees it. Or me. I don't think I see. This is really weird since I'm me and I'm not me. Yeah, I'm kicking myself there a little bit. So automation is part of the game here. Early on, it's fine. You can do what I'm doing right now, which is, making all the stuff. But ideally, you want to be just serving people. See, I got to give them sugar. That was that card that I got that last time. Yeah, I mean, ideally, you serving people is fine. Nope, put it back in. There you go. But ideally, you want everything being made for you. Oop, another ice machine. Nope. I decided against an ice machine, apparently. Nope, I got the ice machine anyway. Okay. At the end of the day, you automatically get whatever the last thing in there. Which especially, and this is another reason why I try to get that booking desk so early. When you have those days that you only have decorations, for instance, normally you only get decorations those days. But if you have a booking desk, that means one of those items is guaranteed to be whatever it is, or at the very least, the last thing that it shows. So that way you're guaranteed to have at least one item that's not a decoration item, which is quite nice. But yeah, the idea is that you want to keep everything automated. So for coffee and other things, there are certain ways that you can do different stuff. Again, the 2 main variations of coffee you're going to have are the lattes and the iced coffee, and both of them use something slightly different. Now, I did get that, the portioner, which is nice. So portioner works with the milk, and basically you point it at the coffee thing, or the latte machine, and if you put something there, it automatically makes the latte for you. You don't have to activate it. Normally you have to click on it, right click on it, and then, or place it and then click on, then pick it back up. But this way, if anything gets placed on that cabinet, it automatically becomes a latte. Now granted, there has to be milk in there. And I just got another blueprint cabinet, which means I'm going to be allowed to store 2 items each turn. It also means I can upgrade multiple things, so anything adjacent to that table allows you to book it, which is, quite nice. So you saw, I just put it there, and automatically I got latte, and it used up some of that milk. So that's nice. Makes things go a lot easier. Okay, now you'll also notice, I didn't really mention this, but as you saw, we started out with four tables on this plan, but I moved them out a little bit. And earlier on, you notice I got a lot of different gunk and everything slowing me down. But now they're way over there. So while I've been adding these tables, I've been slowly turning off the chairs near them, near where I'm at, so I can just serve across and go from here right over there. Now, when you're doing a multiplayer game, when you're playing with 2 people, 3 people, even 4 people, obviously it's not as big a deal because you can actually have real servers. But yeah, it's just me. So I like this style, so that way I don't really have to worry too much. I can serve and do everything here, and serve them over in the dining room area. Now, obviously, it gets a little complicated depending on which layouts you have. And you get different seeds, and you can put in seeds and other stuff, and the type of place you're in also affects the seeds. There's a whole bunch of different options, but you have walls, you have cabinets. As you see there down there, I have doors. The doors placements are randomized as well. Although if you place something in front of it, becomes a overhang where you can just go through as well. So you can use that to your advantage as well. It means I have to go the long way to get out there, but I still have a way out there. And then, of course, during the intermediary times, I can always move stuff around and do stuff. So we're wrapping up day 8 here, which is nice. Again, we need to get to day 15 in order for this to become another franchise. And maybe this is a good spot to start talking about that. Franchises, once you get to day 15, so if you die before, if your place is forced to close down before day 15, you lose everything. Everything that you had, if you had a franchise, if you had a road, whatever it is, you've lost it. But if you get to day 15, then you get a special card that you get to start off with, as well as 4 other cards. So you get 1 definitely good card. And the other 4 cards, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not good. It varies as you go along. So we're on day 9 now, so we're actually doing pretty well. We're about 2/3 of the way done here, which is nice. The problem is, each day is slightly longer. Each day you get more and more people. Each day, more and more of a risk of things happening. And like today, it's raining. If you notice, there's a little rain cloud on the patient's guy that's standing outside, and, well, his patient's going down a lot faster. Which, makes sense because, well, it's raining out. So, effects are cumulative, so if it's like raining and windy or something like that, both of those things go at the same time. Now, if you notice, the patients went up a little bit, but this guy's patients also went down. So it didn't start at 0 anymore. It's because they're all been sitting out there and they've been waiting. So if you have a guy that just showed up, for instance, that's a little bit better. But if they've been waiting for a little while, that their timer already starts when they're there. So we just got to serve these guys. If you notice, I'm not ringing the bell nearly as much as I was before, because at this point, the lack of automation is really kind of, making it a little more difficult. And we need to get up top. We need to get sugar. There we go. We got more sugar right down here. As you see, it starts getting a lot more complicated as you go along. Yep, we got sugar down there as well. Oop. Now, the reason I place those items along the wall there is actually to not make it easier to get them, but actually to make me stop. So if I'm pressed up against them, I can, turn and hit those corners. So like for these over here, they're straight ahead, so it's not really a big deal. But that one right there, if you notice, if you turn a little bit, if I hit that and turn, I can hit those diagonals a lot easier than having to try to do it manually, which is quite nice. It's right there. I can just do it as well. Not all the blocks are full blocks, so if you see that sugar is not a full block sugar, for instance, so sometimes I pass it a little bit. Sometimes they're not full blocks completely. Sometimes they're like the belts there. It's a full, if I turn it that way to be a full, they're like half, otherwise they're a half block. So it, there is definitely some layout figuring and messing around that you're gonna have to do here. So there is day 9. Day 9, we have over 100 gold coins. We'll get a couple extra here, thanks to our booking sizes. And we'll go over our booking sizes here in a little bit. So we're on day 3. We get another card, another star. So let's see what we got. We got, so it went by pretty fast because it was a bit of a no-brainer for me. My options were either ice cream or people are slowed down by mess. Now, for me, that actually works to my advantage. Because, you know what, if they take longer to get to their table, that means their counters are going to take longer as well. I also I picked up some more tables down there, so that way I can easily, get a little bit more spot, which means more people are going to be sitting, which means more people inside. So again, yeah, with the messes and everything else, it's nice because their patience levels don't take an effect when they're walking. So if a person's inside, great. If a person is left a table and the table's empty, that means someone can come in. That means they're not standing outside, which means the patience isn't going down. So like right now, that guy's standing outside, and well, now he's just waiting, which isn't great because his patience is going down. Now, luckily, it's not raining or anything, so we're okay. But there's that. Yep. And research desk. Yep, got the research desk. It's actually kind of difficult to keep an eye. It's a balancing act. I mean, that's the whole point of this game. The whole point of this game is, can you automate? Can you continue? Can you pay attention to all the little things? So in this case, we have sugar. Sometimes you also have to give them milk. So you think you may have finished serving person, but you didn't, or maybe you gave them the wrong thing, and you have to, start all over. And you're like, why are they not taking it? And of course, they won't accept anything because there's already something on the table. So you have to clean up the table. And then if you run out of space to put down stuff, and it just gets a bit hectic towards the end. Luckily, see, sugar. See, I almost forgot about the sugar. Even me watching, I almost forgot about the sugar. Just because I'm watching me do things over there, and I'm not paying enough attention to the, to all the guys that are sitting at the tables. So, yeah, even for people not playing, sometimes it's hard to keep track of everything. Now, there are different size maps. Each different map. So this one is actually one of the larger maps. There's a map size even larger than this. But I find for automation, it gets really hard to do things on the smaller maps. And at this point, I'm out of milk. So, yep, there we go. Milk. Wonderful. Good. Yeah, so for automation, it's they start getting fairly large, and we'll get into that later on. Right now, again, the only automation we really have is I can place down a coffee, and it automatically just becomes, latte, which is wonderful. I don't have to worry about it. But there are other automations that we can go to, and we'll get into that, as I said, later on. Now, again, before you saw that we have expected groups as well as group sizes. So for coffee, it's 1 to 2. There's some maps that every 3 days or something like that, the group size go up. So right now, my tables are only designed to hold 2 people. You have more than 2 people, they don't have a spot for them. And then the game won't let you create a map where, people won't be able to sit. But, it's not going to stop you from having one table that can handle the larger crowds, and, well, everyone else, has to just wait, which can be quite problematic. So, yeah, you gotta balance all that stuff, too, when you're designing. You have to take a look at everything and figure everything out. So, and I've completely forgotten. I thought the game was over and completely didn't see the sugar there. Come on. There you go. Yeah, you can't just assume. So here I assumed that, I fed them. I'm good. Nope. You have to keep an eye on everything. I was probably looking up something or trying to figure something out here. Okay, so there's another decorative mode, so I'm probably not going to take any of that. But as you see, I got a research desk, thanks to the fact that I had that research desk before, so that way it wasn't just purely cosmetic. Now, cosmetics can be quite useful. I didn't make use of any of them this round. As you see, we're just sort of the basic, layout here. We have our kitchen area and everything else. But it doesn't change anything. If you change the look of the place, it's just the look. You can change the floors, you can change the walls. But some of the stuff, some of those nice things down there, depending on what type of restaurant you want to go with, can actually change things. So you can make a restaurant that is more affordable. So people eat, once you get more things like a mascot down or fireplace or something like that. Or no, the fireplace is something else. There are different things for different levels, but there are some that will, make people eat faster, or some that will pay more money for things. But in order to get those benefits, you have to buy decorative things. You have to spruce up your restaurant. You can't just have a plain, boring restaurant like I have here. You have to actually have something a little bit nicer in order for everything to give you those extra perks. See, and I was concentrating on coffee and almost completely forgot and got myself in trouble there. So yeah, we definitely need to start working on this. Now, ideally, what we need is a conveyor. If we have a conveyor, we can upgrade it to a grabber, and a grabber then will automatically start taking the coffee cups out of one coffee machine and spitting them into the other. Obviously, that's not really an option right now because, well, we don't have it. We have the money. We have 148 coins. We have 2 cabinets, and luckily we did research one of those cabinets just a little bit ago, so that'll give us a little bit extra boost. Oh, there's a portioner. Nope, that's the one for the milk, so we already have that one. So the yellow one's for the milk, and the blue one, which is the dispenser, I think it is for the ice. Now, you can also, apparently, I've read that there are other things that you can use coffee for. Coffee's technically considered a dessert, so it technically comes at the end, which is also why you can have ice cream with it. That also is why you can have tea with it. That's also why you can have the different type of pies, apple pie, pumpkin pie, etc. Again, I'm trying to avoid any of those other things because just automating coffee alone is hard enough. The problem is, well, you don't get a choice. You either get a food or you get an effect. Those are your 2 options, and you're going to get 4 of those coins over the course of a normal franchise run. And if you go past the franchise run, again, every 3-4 turns or so, you get another card that you have to deal with to make things more and more complicated. So again, here we're ending day 11. So we're getting pretty close. As you see, the days are going longer and longer, but, we're also getting more and more money. So, we had, what is that? 16, 14, 14? No, that was booking desk. So, okay, so it looks like I got a discount desk, which is nice. Okay, so I got a coffee cup. Now, ideally, what I need here is a copier. So the different research desks you have are discount desk, copy desk, or a blueprint desk. Now, we already have blueprint desk, and as you saw, I just got a discount desk. Oh, conveyor, wonderful. Okay, so we can upgrade that next turn, or rather next day. So we're gonna have to wait a day unless we get an extra one for some weird reason. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait a day. But we can start our automation finally. But again, getting back to the research desks. So you have a blueprint, which what it does. Discount, you put it down. Any blueprint cabinet, each time you ring it, reduces the price, which can be quite nice because, well, you can keep leaving it in there and you can bring things down really, really inexpensive, down to $2-3 or 3 gold coins or whatever it is. The other one is the copy desk, which makes a second copy. So as long as you don't buy the original copy, and you're only, or rather the original, and you're only buying the copy, you can keep remaking that one over and over again. And not only that, if you re-roll, which we haven't done yet, coffee, sugar. There we go. Wonderful. So we haven't re-rolled, but you can actually take all those things and whatever they are, they'll re-roll them and you'll get new things. Now the downside is, and I've tried this, you can't re-roll like the decorative level where you get all those wonderful wonderful items, because it's a different type of card. So if you re-roll it, you're just going to get different sorts of decorative items. So it's no real advantage there. And each time you roll, the price goes up another 10. So you roll it, it's 20. Next time it's 30. Next time it's 40. And it doesn't reset each day. So you got to be careful with your re-rolls and how you're going to go about doing these things. So we're about halfway done here with the day. We got to wrap up these customers. And we're going to finish day 12 here. It looks pretty well, as long as nothing goes wrong. And we can even ring the bell a few more times. Since no one is waiting outside, might as well make those extra dollars. Now, if you notice, now it's 9 gold coins, because every couple days, those gold coins go up for each course. So originally it was 3. And then it was 4, and then it was a couple days later 5. And now we're all the way up to 9, which is nice. Oh, and if you notice, I have to go refill the milk, but apparently I'm not paying attention. You know what? That's fine, because there's no lattes. No lattes. Everyone wants iced coffee. Iced coffee will hold enough ice for 4 coffees. So sometimes that, as I said, that does become a bottleneck. But again, when you're doing stuff manually, you're for the most part, just doing what I'm doing here. You're literally running around trying to get everything, making sure that your stuff's refilled for the next day, make sure everyone's got their condiments like sugar and milk. Luckily in this case, I've only have to deal with just giving them sugar, because I have a hard enough time remembering to give them sugar. But it looks like we're okay. So that's nice. Okay, so let's get ready to get our coffee tables. Now, coffee tables are nice. Oh, we got another star, which means another card here. Okay, and yeah, so we got a couple things. Again, we don't want more food, so we went with the other one, which is the progress bars are a little bit hidden. But you know what? For what we're doing, we don't really have to worry. We're not cooking, we're not chopping, we're not trying to go through multiple phases or anything like that. So we don't really have to worry about that. We just know that, hey, a person is thinking and a person wants their stuff. We can't now tell anymore what people want. We don't see those progress bars anywhere. So the coffee just says it's done or not done. That's it. But you know what? For what we're doing, it's fine. We still see the patients, so that's good. It's just the food that we don't have to worry about. But again, once you start automating things, that's not really that big of an issue. The coffee's either there or it's not there. Okay, we got another prep station, so we can upgrade that to another frozen, which is nice. Or even just buy a regular, and no one wants this. No one? There you go! Someone wanted a latte. Just took a little while. I probably should have put it back down and served everyone, but you know what? It is what it is. We're continuing on. We're getting all the customers their items, which is good. So let's just get this plain old boring black coffee. As you see, still just one gold coin for a coffee. Luckily, again, we have those other coffees that we can make. So as you see there, 3 gold coins for an iced coffee and a regular coffee. So the iced coffee's 2. I think lattes are also 2. Sometimes you get lucky and there's options to increase. Sometimes there's even tables you can get that'll make them either share an item or possibly pay more for an item. Now, if you notice, I also have to keep these tables separated. If I combine, if they're touching each other, then they become one big table. So that's the whole way I can serve these guys, even though they're really far away from me. If I place it on the table, even though it's really far away like that, it goes to the end of the table. That's also very useful, supposedly, when you start automating serving as well. I've never gotten to the point where I can do that, so I'm not entirely sure how it works. But basically, if an item is next to the table, they'll pick it up. So you can do condiments that way. You can do dishes that way. You can also collect dirty dishes that way. when you're rearranging things, wherever the number is, supposedly is where the dirty dish shows up. So sometimes you have to play with how you're placing the tables, but there's that. Now, other tables though don't mix. So if you have the same table type, they'll mix. If you have a middle table or a bar stool table or any of these other fancy tables, you can place them in between. And sometimes that means, well, if you're 3 away like that bottom one is, well, that means there's an empty slot there that you can put another chair, and the single person can sit there. Now, it does mean that a single person can sit at a double, but a double people can't sit at a single. So you have to plan your place accordingly like that with that as well. So again here, I got to make sure that my frozen prep is ready. So I make sure that I'm grabbing not from the frozen prep, but instead from the coffee. And well, now we just have to wait and make sure he doesn't put sugar and I make the same mistake I made last time, because, well, we saw how that worked. I almost lost the game because I was not paying attention, but luckily he's walking away, so we're okay. We're okay there. Okay, there we go. We're working on day 14 here. Okay, 2 more days. Now the coffee tables. I was starting to talk about the coffee tables and got distracted. Coffee tables are nice because they're a way for your customers to come in out from the outside and work in. Oh, I got a grabber. So a conveyor belt, if you don't upgrade it, anything you put on it will just be pushed. A grabber, on the other hand, will take whatever you have, point it at it, and suck it in and do something with it. Now, right now, obviously, I'm not using it because really I need something a little bit more powerful to do what I needed to do. I probably could have figured out a way to make use of that. Regular any grabber will automatically grab stuff. So I could have grabbed and put in there, but I guess doing it manually was better. My thinking at that point. But yeah. Also, it looks like I bought the regular prep station there instead of upgrading it, probably because I already had things in my cabinet I wanted to upgrade instead. And again, I can make use of that later as a place where things can be prepped and make. Now, see those guys up there? They're just sitting there. They get a new progress patience thing. Did you see? Sat down, whole new progress bar showed up for him. So basically, that gives you a whole nother level of time. So especially with a coffee table with a copier, you can just each turn do that. And if you have a discount table, even better because you can make it cheaper. But yeah, usually, having that sort of setup is great, especially, this late in the game here, because that way you can, well, essentially double your capacity, and not have to worry about things quite as much, which is nice. So again, we're starting to get a little bit low on resources here, and this is where automation comes in handy because I can't keep up with demand. I'm having a lot of difficulty here because right now I have one coffee. I have a single coffee waiting for me here. I have to give them sugar and everything else, and well, now I have to refill. Now, luckily, I have some time, so I can, try to prep everything, but I'm still running kind of, low on stuff. Now, if you also notice, I still did serve that one guy. Now, since he was all by himself, I know that I only needed a single coffee, so that would free up a table for me, and, well, those table spaces are still quite useful. Again, we don't have anyone at the coffee table, so we don't have anyone waiting outside, but as soon as someone comes in, if there's not an empty table, it's going to get filled up pretty quickly. So I can ring stuff, but again, if you're already running behind, you got to make sure that you have your stock. And that's where we're running into problems right now. And that's the end of the day. So as you saw, as soon as the end of the day, we got our, I'm not sure what we got there, but yeah, we have enough. We have enough space. We have enough tables. So now we just need to make sure that we actually solve all these people's food problems. And once we do, then we'll be on day 15. So we're just gonna coffee, more coffee, lattes. Yeah, we just gotta make sure we don't mess up. Which we should be okay. We should be okay here. Again, we're running kind of low on our coffee situation, so we need to make sure that we're refilling that. Especially, we want to make sure that people aren't leaving before the next day without us refilling. Because otherwise, starting off a new day without those 4 coffees just sitting there waiting for us could be quite problematic. So we just need to get sugar. Maybe sugar for that last guy. We got 4 coffees in there. Wonderful sugar. There you go. And there we go. We're all set. We got our coffees. We have almost 200 coins. Maybe 200 by the time we're done. Wonderful. Okay, so here comes day 15. So, as you saw, last time we ran into a problem where we were running low on coffee. So, we need to take the smart grabber. We need to start figuring things out here. We need to start automating some of our things here. So by taking a coffee, go into there, we can automatically push it in there. Okay, now I'm going into practice mode because that allows me to set those smart grabbers. Otherwise, smart grabbers are always going to grab the first thing, and then that's what they're going to have. You've noticed there's a little camera there, and above the camera is now a coffee. If I had it set up like that originally before actually starting, that would be a empty coffee cup, just like that one that just got pulled out. So right now it's waiting for a coffee before it can pull. So this way, no matter what happens, basically my coffee situation's done. Now, really all I have to do is worry about my lattes and my iced coffees. Which, you know what? That's a third of my stuff. And since it's the framework for everything else, well, that means I can just, have things waiting there. And I can just go and do stuff. Now, I need... nope. I guess I need more conveyors and other stuff first. But originally, eventually the IDC conveyor would be nice. But again, that's not a smart grabber. So if I was doing long chains or if I was doing plate automations, stuff like that, that would be useful. But since I need grabbers, either smart grabbers or corner grabbers or other stuff. And grabbers, by the way, run the same sort of situation like the research desk. A conveyor becomes a smart grabber, so it goes from that blue triangle to the yellow triangle. And then from a smart grabber, it can either become a conveyor becomes a grabber. A grabber can either become a corner grabber that you can turn, or a smart grabber that can see I only need and will accept this certain type of item. So, and then from there, it goes in a cycle. Smart grabbers become corner grabbers become smart grabbers. So there's some figuring out that you need to do there as well. You have to figure out, okay, well, do I need corner grabbers or do I need things that actually, wait for things? So, for instance, we have the iced coffee. As you saw, sometimes at the beginning there, we have to wait for the ice to actually fill up. So if I just had a regular grabber, sometimes a regular coffee could come through and then, well, that could mess up the whole system. So I need a smart grabber there that only accepts iced coffee, so it'll wait for an iced coffee. Milk we don't have to worry so much about because, well, we can automate pushing milk in there. So there can be a milk waiting to go. So as soon as the milk's empty, it refills itself. So for that one, it doesn't matter if it's smart or regular grabber or even a corner grabber. It'll just work, which is nice. So yeah, see, we have to currently refill that milk in order for everything to work, which is fine, at least for now. Again, we're not nearly as problematic as we were before, to the fact where I can call people and we're doing fairly well. We're almost at the end of the day already. As long as I get all this stuff here, we should be okay. We should get to franchise. We should see those cards that we can do, which will be nice. And yeah, we just need to do that. Now, if you notice, I never have to refill the coffee. The coffee's always full, which is as you saw last episode, that was well, that was definitely a problem. Now, obviously, this is not going to last forever. As you get more and more customers, you have to get more and more items, and sometimes it just becomes really, really, really difficult. So in order to get all the people in that you need, And sometimes you have a breakfast rush and a lunch rush and an evening rush, and people show up after closing time. So it can be difficult. Sometimes they increase your group sizes. Sometimes you don't have 1 to 2, but now it's 3, 4, and you have to redesign everything. And that can be very, very problematic. But as you see, we got to all that done. 15 days done. So now we can go into our franchise and our coffee first restaurant. We get to choose either blueprints or shop costs are randomized. Now, randomized can be good or bad. Sometimes that means you can get a 250 item for nothing, like $10. Sometimes that means that $10 item can cost $250. So I went with the larger one. Now we zipped forward a little bit. Now we're on day 7 overtime. So I've had 6 days of overtime. As you see, I have a whole bunch of different automations. I have corner grabbers. I have freezers. I have portioners, and we'll see all this work here. So right now I'm in a phase where I'm redesigning everything, refiguring out everything, trying to optimize this, because as you see down there, I have a discount table, I have a research table, I have a whole bunch of stuff. I have to go into practice mode in order to move things around. I'm making use of that area over there, and then I need to move more things so I can get more things. And yeah, there's later on there's a whole bunch of stuff. There's also a risk of having a lot of problems. So you gotta be careful about that as well. So you see, I've redesigned this a few times. Instead of the coffee pushing into itself, if you notice, I have it grabbing its own coffee cup and putting on a counter, and then grabbing that empty coffee cup and placing it into itself. And then, of course, outside of the circuit, only the things that are marked with real coffee will show up, which is nice. But yeah, we just need to probably do another practice around here. I bet too, because we need to set. I think we still need to set something here, don't we? Again, I recorded this a while back, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. I'm watching this with you. I'm definitely trying to automate things. Again, I apparently bought that repeater at some point, but I don't have anything to actually do with it. I have that trade table, which, as I said, can be problematic for me. Okay, I'm just making sure everything's working. This is something that's very important when you redo a whole bunch of stuff. Go into practice mode. Make sure it works. Like that, for instance. Oh, that wasn't turned right. Oh, that, for instance, isn't turned the right direction. So you can make sure that these things work, because the worst thing you can do is you get everything reconfigured and you go to play and, oh, shoot, no coffee's coming through. So I got a clipboard. Clipboard makes me work a little faster, which is nice, because I have to do now 6 different things, or rather this turn just 4, 2 copies and 2 discounts. So I'm discounting, it looks like, some robot cleaners, as well as some more coffee things, or not coffee things, conveyors. But you see, I have my iced coffee is already being made for me. My latte coffee is already being made for me. Everything's just sitting there waiting for me to go. So now all I really have to worry about is go. Now, if you notice, the ice right there is waiting for the ice to fill. So if that wasn't a iced coffee filter, it would have taken that coffee and, well, I would have had a whole coffee thing waiting for me there instead. So instead, this way, I have 4 coffees waiting to go. They either go into the frozen or into the iced, depending on what my need is. The latte over there is just being fed by itself. I have a whole room up there of all those coffee tables, and you see it's still not enough because I have people waiting outside. And yeah, if you notice, I have a whole nother person. I have a midday rush as well. So yeah, my ringing days are pretty much over at this point. I'm just using it as a blocker there. But you know what? I have 465 coins already. So with everything being priced down and discounted, money isn't so much an issue anymore. It's more resources, balancing, managing all these customers and stuff. I mean, I would love to do the automation for the the plates and stuff, but, you know, it's hard enough just to make sure, like, for instance, my coffee setup isn't even finished yet. You know, ideally I should have 2 frozen prep stations there, one for your iced and one for your lattes, so they're just waiting for me for the very next day. But I don't have it yet. I'm still working on it, so. Yes. Right now it's just a lot of waiting and going. Now again, just a reminder, this is the single playthrough here of the different stuff. I am going to be hopefully streaming every other Friday over on my Twitch channel. That's twitch.tv/Tazel. And I'm going to be playing with a couple other people. So you're not just going to hear me drone on. We're also going to do a lot more than just coffee. This is just coffee. I've specifically been trying to stay away from things like hamburgers and pizza and hot dogs and fish and steaks and all these other things. I think there's a bakery one now too, breakfast one. I've been leveling up, so I have them available to us, so that way when we start playing, we'll have access to everything. We'll have access to the large maps and such. Ooh, a blueprint. Nice. So that means I can now store 3 items. But yeah, I'm specifically just sticking to the coffees here, so that way it's a learning experience. You can learn with me over at twitch.tv/Tazel. And again, I try and do that every other Friday. So we got, from when this video comes out, it won't be that Friday, it'll be the following Friday, over on my Twitch channel that we'll be doing it. And hopefully you guys can come over and, you know, enjoy and do stuff. It also even has some integration. So right now, if you notice, all these people are unnamed people. If you're on my Twitch chat, well, your name will show up there too. And of course, the replays are always available over on my live YouTube channel, youtube.com/Tazel Live. Oh, as you see, it started. My people, the line outside is getting pretty long. Now, the nice thing is, the thing keeps resetting every time they move forward. So apparently the wait isn't so bad anymore, which is nice. But yeah, we're if you notice, we're getting pretty low there each time. So I need to make sure that I'm emptying these tables. Now, normal dishes, normal things, you have to clean the dishes. Luckily, with coffee and other desserts, you don't have to. So they apparently eat the plates. It's very eco-friendly of them. But main dishes and stuff, there are dirty dishes that you have to wash and do other stuff. But that's not something I could really manage by myself. So we're not doing that right now. We're just focusing on trying to serve these people their wonderful iced lattes and their other stuff. Yeah, just trying to stay away from cooking and other stuff. Cooking also makes messes when you're cooking things. So you have to watch out for that stuff as well. Oh, come on, feed the people. So again, luckily we have all those coffee tables, which are buying us a lot of extra time. If we didn't have those coffee tables, the game would have been over long ago. But because we have the coffee tables, as soon as their patience runs out outside, they come inside and continue on, which is quite nice. Also, with this automation, if you notice, you know, we're because of that extra little, you know, prep station, we're able to keep these guys filled with coffees. So we always have at least now 3 iced coffees available to us. We always have at least 2 lattes filled. And because it's just me serving, that's usually enough. You know, usually we're not going to have more than that. The bottleneck at this point is really me. me getting the coffees to the players. Not fast enough because, well, I can only move so fast. Now, if I had a mop making the floors extra slippery, I can move a little faster. If I had trainers, I can move a little faster. But I've been focusing on the automation and everything else at this point. So, yeah, we're definitely gonna need to maximize our automation enough. Maybe move things down because right now I'm moving all the way to the top there for the latte. Oh, and I need no coffee. Good. Okay. They eat the spoon. They eat the spoon with the sugar. As I said, they're very eco-friendly people, not making a mess other than on the floor, which I mean that's quite a mess. If you notice, it also slows them down. But when they're in there walking, they have no progress. They have no the patience level. So that actually works to my benefit here. I do have a ability right now. If I were to put stuff down, they'd make less mess, and eventually, if I had enough stuff, they'd have no mess. But again, right now that mess is actually helping me out. That's slowing things down. Maybe it's not emptying out my place fast enough, but it's definitely it's helping more than it's hindering at this point. So we are now on day. Come on. Hit 8. There you go. Okay, so zooming through here, we're gonna redesign things a little bit more. We have more stuff. Oh, lots of moving stuff around and figuring things out for the next day. Yeah, so again, each day you have to figure out what you have, what was working, what wasn't working, what things do you need. So just gonna quickly here redesign all the things. And why don't we zip forward here, because this took a little while to replan everything and redesign everything. So yeah, as you see here, we have the basic sort of setup here. We move things a little bit higher up, you know, to try to make everything work, because we have a lot more conveyors. But let's quickly fast forward here. Okay, so we got everything reconfigured. As you see, each coffee is doing its own thing. Each coffee now goes into a central area, and if it's not being used for something, it automatically gets pushed forward. And then I don't have to worry about anything anymore. Everything just, you know, feeds into one tray. We even have another spot for another coffee machine, so we can have 3 coffee machines all running at the same time as soon as we have that next coffee machine, which is nice. So we have that there, and now we can start our actual job of figuring all this stuff out and serving all these people. So we got our iced coffees, we got our lattes, everything's right here in the middle. I don't have any frozen prep stations yet for all of them, but as you see right now, the ice is a little bit slow. We might need another ice machine to speed that up a little bit. I'm not entirely sure the fastest way to get that working, but you know what? However we can get it working, it's going, because right now that's sort of the bottleneck. In fact, everything's sort of a bottleneck right now. We got our lines starting to go outside, and iced, and yeah, ice is definitely a problem at this point. Because we got lattes. Yeah, ice is just not being made fast enough. I'm not sure if this day it's just hotter and everyone just needs iced coffee, or not. But yeah, we're okay. We're fully backed up on ice, so we should be okay with ice now. Okay, we got our coffees. We got a little bit of a jam over there. Okay. Seem to be doing okay. The lattes are fine, our ice is fine, our coffee's fine. We have a whole bunch of coffees just waiting to be grabbed and used here. In fact, we even have coffee waiting on the coffee. That's how much coffee we have. We're that far ahead on coffee. We just need to make sure. Oh, and we're not serving fast enough. So that seems to be we keep getting red down there. Okay, and they're making a ton of mess. Okay, we got another coffee machine. Okay, so now that we have another coffee machine, we can definitely have that third coffee machine. But again, we're fine on coffee. Coffee doesn't seem to be the issue. Ice seems to be the issue. I can't serve these people fast enough. I need to clear out these tables. Sugar. Whew, the line is off the screen. If you look down at the bottom, the people are going around the corner to come to my wonderful little coffee shop. Yeah, that's definitely problematic. Okay, we're still green. We're still green. We're still doing okay. We got red again. We keep hitting red down there. Ideally, we need to get somehow we need to get that coffee down to them faster. Oh, nope. We need empty seats. Come on, empty. Someone walk away. Nope. Okay. So as you see, forced to close because, well, there were just too many people. As soon as you get one angry person, apparently in this world, you lose everything. So you get upgrade. So we've unlocked a couple more things. We got the huge layout now, so that's nice. When you finish a franchise, you get an item, and then you get to come back to your area here, and you get to choose your cards. So again, these are all the cards I gained during this one. You're only allowed to take 4. So again, we got the 1 coupons. All blueprints cost 25 less, and then we can choose everything else. So for instance, I turn off sugar. I have to choose 3 additional cards besides that coupon to bring up to 4, and then you create your franchise and go from there. And that's PlateUp. Again, it's 1 to 4 players. You can play it by yourself. You can play it with others online. You can even play it with another person right there, which is kind of nice. In October and November, they are coming out for consoles. So even it's going to be available for Switch and for Xbox and PlayStation and such, which should be nice as well. I don't know if crossplay is allowed at that point, but I played on the PC, obviously, because that's what it's out for. Hopefully you will see us play on every other Friday over again, twitch.tv/Tazel. And you can be one of our patrons that come visit us over at our restaurant. We're going to be trying out a whole bunch of different recipes. And leave a like, leave a comment. That if this was an interesting episode or not, if you'd like to see more of these. Again, our live stream ones where you're going to see a whole bunch of us is going to be posted over on the live channel, youtube.com/TazelLive. If you want to see all the extra craziness that happens when there's a whole bunch of chefs and stuff in there. But yeah, leave a like or leave a comment saying you might be more interested in some of these more single player sort of stuff. Hopefully I'll see you guys next time, and I'll see you over on Twitch. But if I don't, have a great day. See ya.